My name is Woody Landeros.
And I'm Joseph Landeros.
You're listening to the Landeros Brothers, where we talk about.
Communication through art.
I like how it sounds all structured.
Yeah. Let's roll to the
Well,
intro.
you're supposed to say, like, just roll the intro.
All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello, everyone. We're back.
That's how you're going to start it off?
Yeah.
I gave you the starting point. I thought you were going to say today's topic is.
Oh, I was leaving that to you. I just want to say we're back.
Oh, okay. So you wanted to take that?
That moment, yeah.
All right. Well, so today's topic is how to get out of a creative block.
Yeah.
Right? Do we want to title it that?
Or just all creative blocks in general.
So all creative blocks in general, that's what it's going to be called?
Yep.
Okay, all creative
Million
blocks
views.
we'll do like creative block comes again.
Yeah. All right then.
Coming soon
So,
to theaters.
how can you
We'll figure it out.
How can you relate to this subject matter? For the viewers, tell them a little bit about your history with art and the obstacles you've had to come over.
Well, I think as any creative or any artist is going to come across creative block a lot frequently, and I mean it's just something that you go through. I think it's the same thing as like it's the same thing as anything, and it comes in waves.
Right.
So like, let's say like whenever I'm painting, sometimes it just like it doesn't come to me as easily, and yeah. So I feel like now I have a bunch of like different techniques that I can start doing. That if I ever like get in a creative block, I know that I need to step away. I need to write down like certain things like in my notebook. So I can kind of get that creative flow going. And then I also like to pull inspiration from other artists because, I mean, I don't know if you've heard that quote that a good theft is a good artist, or a good artist is a good theft.
Right.
So
Vice
like,
versa.
yeah. So you go to like a museum, or not even a museum, even if you just go to the park and kind of just appreciate everything around you and get those creative juices flowing, then you can really pull from different areas. Because I feel like whenever you're like if you're a creative, then like pushing creativeness out is like pushing energy out, or pushing out like
Right.
whatever creative juices that you have in there. So if your tank is empty, you're gonna get in a creative block and you're gonna get frustrated. And sometimes the answer isn't to just like look at the canvas and like finish it. Sometimes it's to step away and see like the world's canvas and be able to pull in from
Right.
other inspirations.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That was a pretty long response.
But there's a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That was
long.
a really long response. I don't want to dry you out.
But there's a balance.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten in a creative block where you get in like a whole nother thing where I feel like it's past a creative block and it gets into overconsumption.
Right.
And you're like constantly on Pinterest or on the internet, or you're just looking, and then it shouldn't get to like a discouraging point.
Right.
Because it will happen. It should always stay in more of like, I'm using this as inspiration,
Yeah.
instead of a
Like,
negative thing.
Yeah. I think like when you were speaking about flow, like the creative flow, say like my mind is the canvas and my ideas happen to be the ink. So essentially what happens to me, I feel, is that like I run out of ink. I run out of ideas at a consistent rate. And then what happens all of a sudden, at least for myself, is I just get like the bucket of ink and I just chuck it at the canvas. And I almost feel like it's my way of, say, just destroying art and having that correlation with art altogether, where I kind of have to feel like I have to just beat it up because I was off for so long. Like, say after I box and I'm actually, in that cycle of cutting weight and everything. Sorry if I sound nasally, by the way, I'm a little sick. But say I'm boxing, I'm cutting weight in that animalistic mode. What happens to me most of the time is I sort of digress from paying so much attention to the world of art and also just with my own interests in art. And it most reflects not necessarily through fashion, because sometimes the best outfits are just random, like random flow, but most of the time it's in music. So I get like in this little like loop lock.
Yeah.
So if anyone doesn't know really about me and about producing and my relationship with that activity, I happen to work on Logic Pro, and I think it's really easy to sort of get stuck in the 8-bar loop because it's such a convenient app and such a well-made app that I think it's kind of like it gives you everything and you just say like do it. And when you happen to do it and nothing really comes after that, that's when it really gets frustrating because you're like, oh, I really like these drums, I really like this melody, but how do I arrange it? How do I even imagine getting an artist on it or say releasing it? Like there's so many different levels, there's so many different steps to producing.
Yeah, I think well, you said a word. I'm not sure if it was routine or if it was repetition or something in there that kind of caught my ear. I feel like as an artist, like one of the things that I need to work on is producing like at a consistent rate and being able to produce like even if it's crap, like if I'm gonna make an art piece in the morning, like do an art piece in the morning every single day, or do a sketch a day, a day, and then like there's gonna be some bad ones, some good ones, but like our bodies really react to like routine and our so once you start getting that flow going, then it's gonna become a lot easier because it's like I feel like as an artist, I'm kind of that guy that goes to the gym and like trains extremely hard and then leaves and doesn't show up for like a half a week and then like comes back and goes like 2 weeks strong and then leaves and drops off for 2 months.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. So I know I need to work on like on a consistent rate. And I think just getting out more and being able to consume more art and being able to also adapt to like a schedule. I know we like we were talking about on our little announcement on YouTube that we need to create a posting schedule, like stuff like that. Like we can create a podcast every week. It's just now setting that routine to do so. But if we allow ourselves to get off of that routine, then we were pretty much in a creative block for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't know, topic and this and that. Excuses. And sometimes you need, it's just excuses. Sometimes you just need to like sit down and deal with it.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
But I think that like with creative block, it's also not expecting perfection when it comes down to the routine portion of it. It's more just receiving like I guess the training part of it. Like it's all training. It's not the fight.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Well, they should probably like minimize your monthly payment to like half of it, half of the month.
Oh, what?
Your monthly payment at the gym.
Oh,
just make it a 2-week payment. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I got a home gym.
Actually, I was reading an article by psychologytoday.com, and they were speaking about
.com.
They were speaking about like the top 10 activities or practices you can do to get out of this thing that we call a creative block. And one of the things they mentioned was just literally what I said before, like splattering paint on canvas and try to fix it. And I think that comes with myself as well. Say like in the mornings when I'm getting ready for school, I know it sounds kind of stupid, but like within that time frame of having to get ready to go out into the world and portray my sense of style, I end up sometimes just grabbing something without even looking at it, putting it on, and somehow I can strike gold, or some days I really just feel unconfident. And I think that's one thing that people need to get registered is that the clothes don't make you. You make the clothes. And like I've seen pieces be worn by different artists or different individuals, and then I also see them worn casually, and it's just different. I say energies and a different level of confidence that you happen to bring towards your whole style. Like say with this whole craze in Yeezys, I remember it was the first time that I ever purchased a pair of Yeezys back a couple years ago when the Oxford Tans released, and I got them, and I thought to myself, wow, I can't believe that a contribution that Kanye West made is now in my grasp. But over time, just as they say, like the what is called, the law of attention, or law of
attraction.
No, not the law of attraction. I'm talking about the law of familiarity.
Yeah.
I started to see them around in the streets. Started to sort of see how they're not being so appreciated as something of value, and now they're just pretty much some people's beaters that they wear every day to the gym. Actually, I've seen a guy at the gym wearing Yeezys. I'm not really too sure if it was real.
Yeah.
If they're not, then that's his business. But yeah.
Yeah.
So say with yourself, the quality of your day may be a reflection of what type of painting you did in the morning. And if you don't do a painting in the morning that happens to satisfy you, it can be a feeling in which kind of brings your self-esteem down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
I think the great thing about fashion too is that it's like every single day you have like no option to, I mean, unless if you're a nudist,
Yeah.
but every day like you choose an outfit, so you have an opportunity to create something. So
or a Buddhist
or yeah,
or a monk, you know.
I would probably be. They were some pretty nice clothes.
Yeah.
Have you felt the material on them?
No, I have not actually.
No. Okay. Well.
Anyways, I seen a Buddhist one day on the street, but he wasn't dressed like that. Actually, he lives in a temple and all, but I think he just wanted to come across as being casual.
You tell me, did I tell you about a friend of mine became a Buddhist? Did
Really?
I tell you about that?
No, you didn't.
So one of my friends from the Marabi group when I was doing real estate, he like wasn't happy with the job. Kind of like this, we were kind of talking about it, like I don't know, this is just not for us, and you know. So then he like made an outrageous decision, or an amazing decision. I don't know where he's at right now, and he went ahead and quit his job. And the same day he showed up like in like his
attire for
in the clothing that they wear, and like he like shaved his head, everything. Like he was ready, and he was already at the point where he wasn't speaking.
Wow.
So he wrote everything down.
Silence.
He like gave his his last days, and then he flew out to where like I don't even know, to one of the Buddhist temples, and he was gonna go serve for like 2 years straight.
Wow.
And he has a girlfriend. He can't, no communication with his girlfriend.
Wow.
Nothing.
And she understands?
Yeah.
You know.
And he was just gonna drop off and like go over there and ask for thanks. I think he said something about when he was able to speak. He said something about asking for thanks or asking for forgiveness from the people around the streets. Like you go around, and then that's like your like job. I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't know how you can ask though, because
he writes it down, I guess. Well, I hope we're not coming across
business
like,
cards.
I hope we're not coming across as like judgmental of say cultures.
Well, I'm not. I actually really like.
I was gonna.
That was really cool.
Because I think silence is pretty much like the world's best medicine sometimes. I think allowing yourself to make a statement in silence can mean more than being boastful or ignorant in the media or whatever you want to call it.
Like the government shutdown?
I don't want to get a little too political.
Okay.
This isn't Joe Rogan podcast. But hey, Joe Rogan, if you're listening to this, hit me up. I'm more than down to come down to the station. But anyways, what I was going to get to, I think with myself, I've always been trying to search for a deeper meaning in, say, my outfits or, say, even if I'm just sketching something or just my outlook on the world. But I think at the end of the day, that's a little stupid because it kind of gets stressful when you kind of become so, I wouldn't say knowledgeable, but just aware. Like awareness really gets you to different levels of like tension, and to be completely silent and just sort of observe and absorb the world. I think that's pretty amazing.
It's being over analytical, right? Is that the
being over analytical, and
because that's the same thing with videos. There's days where like I don't know. So whenever I do video editing, like right now I'm working on Joseph's 15th. It's the 15th fight, right?
Yep.
15th professional boxing fight. By the way, 15 knockouts. I mean, he's like, this guy's a big deal. So I was editing it, and I've been kind of like putting it off because I want it to be like the perfect video.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy I did.
Right.
Because I found this amazing song that has a beautiful drop. I'll go ahead and I'll post that video today, the same time that I post this. And I'll put it on my channel too. I'll put the link up in the description. If you guys have the YouTube version, it'll be a little card up on the top. I'll put it in there so you guys can check it out. But the music just came to me so beautifully. It was like picking the correct color for the canvas. It was like putting on the right gloves for a fight. It was like just having those smooth skateboard wheels.
Yeah.
So just that beautifulness of it, I heard this song and I just started creating.
Yeah.
I was editing for so long last night, and it took me a really long time to do maybe like a 15 seconds in the video, but it was so worth it.
Yeah.
And like right now, I still feel that creative flow to go back into the Premiere and just like continue editing.
Yeah.
But for the past like since he fought, which was when?
That was December.
It was the end of December, right?
No, it wasn't the end of December. It was actually closer
The beginning?
to the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, you see, so it's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
like a month.
Yeah.
And I've been putting it off, but I know that it's so worth it because like in the long run, this like beautiful art piece is gonna come out of it. And you guys can see it, like I said. I'll put the
Right.
card up there again. And it's just fun being able to like understand and know yourself because on one side I'm getting asked by, like Joseph even, like, yo, the video. And then like I go to the gym and then one guy's like, hey, is the video done? And then,
Yeah.
my dad's like, hey, well, he hasn't really said it much, but I think he said it one time. But everybody's kind of like, where's the video? Where's the video? So it's that like demand, but I was just waiting for it to be just right. And I feel like that's really important.
To have patience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
It's been fun editing this one.
yeah,
It's really fun. Like I get super into it.
I bet. Well, I've already seen the video or the clip at least, and
The 15 seconds.
I could tell you that altogether is probably some of your best work, and that's kind of saying a lot since you've done so much work, and a lot of your work is really good. So, some of them are just terrible. I'm joking.
They really are.
No, I'm
especially the
joking.
first one.
No, I'm joking. Woodie has always had this constant like commercial life, if you want to call it like
Commercial life.
well, at least as far as you portray it, like in your videos, I feel like you've always been like, if you're a baby, you'd be like the Huggies baby.
No.
You'd be the Huggies baby, and I'd be like some like Ritz commercial or something like
What
that. Like I'm stealing the Ritz.
You're like Fritos.
Yeah, I'd be like stealing the Fritos. I'd be like hiding in the cabinet, and then like some lady catches me, and then she's like, "Go sit in timeout." And then
You're
they say
Swiper.
Ritz. Yeah, I'm the voice of Swiper. If you guys didn't know that. But yeah, I feel like you've always had a pretty commercial style altogether. So even your worst videos probably still the best to some other content creators. Which
You know,
that's
it's
not
like
their fault.
one of
You're
my
really
goals.
experienced. You're pretty experienced.
One of my goals is to like not be that though. So it's hard to like break out of that.
You know, it's funny.
It's that like little nit perfectionist.
It's because your writing's so good. That's why.
My writing?
Your writing is like so clean. It's like a font.
What?
And I feel like I'm the opposite. Like my writing, like as my mom has said, it's like worse than a doctor's.
Okay, so
Shout
I
out
just
to my mom.
I just
about
thought
that one, but
I
your
just
writing
thought about something.
we write the same way too. Like writing as far as our fingers go, I think your brain just is allowed to like, and you can make a straight line. Like even if I tried, it's a little curvy on the end. And like
You always looked at my circles like I was like
I
God.
couldn't even believe it. This guy
what
freehand
the-
circles. Who freehand circles? I mean, I can do like pi on that thing and it'll be perfect.
Dude, it like so I just thought about something while you were saying that. I feel like I can write letters,
Yeah.
but you can write with words. Like you can actually like make like a summary and like a paragraph. Like I can't put words together, but I can write them neatly.
Yeah. Well, I think we all.
So you're
have
more
our-
like the brains,
I don't know.
and I'm like the art.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think you're really progressing.
I'm getting there.
You're progressing, and I've checked some of your work that you've sent me, saying like, "Oh, can you close read this?" or be able to say edit it or help me out with it, and it's pretty much near perfect.
I think it might get kind of confusing for the listeners. So I write paragraphs so that I can put in the description, like in this video, in the description, in like the website, everywhere. I write copy, and then I don't know if it looks good or if it sounds good or if I'm writing the right there. So then, or is it there? Yeah, there. Yeah, okay. That one has 3.
Yeah.
So and then I'll send it to Joseph and say like, does this look good? Is this okay? Do I sound crazy or do I sound knowledgeable? And then he'll edit it. But like in the last maybe 2 years, I've been working on like writing and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 years ago, I wrote it and he would send me back like a completely different thing. And then now in like the past few months, I feel like I write something and then he like just puts like an apostrophe or something
Yeah.
or a period.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, altogether.
And like, so it feels good.
And also, I've tried to learn how to be a little more literal. A little more literal.
Little.
I've tried to be more literal and more of a perfectionist, I suppose you could say. But sometimes, really, it's like hitting the bag. It's just trial and error. And that's at least how I've taken on my life. And I think that's why I'm at the place that I'm at right now. I wasn't always the idolized person in boxing. I'm just saying that because of what people have said. Like, I was at the gym today. So I said, "Oh, man, you're famous." And I was like, "Not necessarily. I'm just working and trying to get some support from different people because there's a lot of great people out there."
Well,
It's
you're
just,
famous in the city.
I suppose you could say that. But anyways, what I was getting to is, what was I even getting to? Oh, well, when I was an amateur boxer, I can definitely tell you that I was looking up to a lot of fighters who happened to not even go professional after 18 years old and just stop boxing altogether. And I think my consistency and my patience, even when I'm not even necessarily planning to be patient, has been one of my most thriving aspects.
So I want to connect the hardworking and the fitness portion of it, and we're kind of connecting it to like business, because when I was doing it,
This guy did 100 push-ups this morning.
that was like my first time,
That was pretty good.
and I did like 40 in a row.
I was already dying like with a cough, and Woody was out here just bouncing them out.
Well, because Monchi's our trainer, he was like, you can't show weakness. And so he's super motivational. He's like, you can't show weakness. You can't, you got to walk out of here with confidence. So every time he was speaking, I was just like, okay, 10 more. And then he was like, when you go up in the ring, you can't slouch. And when you walk out, you can't slouch. You can't show your opponent that you're weak. And then, so like, I just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to break myself right now. And I just get like in that mentality. Like I don't like to be weak.
Yeah.
So I feel like if a kid can when I was younger, if a kid could mess around with me and say like, oh, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't jump over this, or you can't step across this. You can't go on this railing. I'd be like, I'll do it, and I'll do more.
Watch me.
You know what I mean? But connecting it to business, so when I was doing real estate, I got really confused on why people were making so much money in the business world, and why artists were so like broke.
Left behind.
Dude, they were like broke. Like I'm talking like debt broke, like lower than low. And it was really confusing because I felt like, well, why is it so like unbalanced? Like I feel like there should be a balance in it.
Yeah.
And one thing that real estate taught me was every single day you show up at 7 o'clock, every single day you leave at anywhere from 5 to 6 o'clock p.m. Every single day. Saturday and Sunday, it was an option, but the winners showed up on Saturday and Sunday. And for a lot of artists, when I started hanging around with them, I realized that... What are you doing?
It's really cold in here. It's cold in here, guys. It's like, so keep going. I'm not doing anything.
So like, so what I realized is a lot of artists, like, they put off the hard work. You know what I mean? So they let the creative block get to them, and they turn it into procrastination. And that was really scary for me because I felt like they had like an excuse. It was a big excuse, honestly. Like they didn't show up Monday through Friday. It was like eat chips Monday through Thursday. Friday, try to do an art piece. Say that you have creative block. Saturday and Sunday, you know what I mean? Like just, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that was a big realization for me because I just felt like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything stop me. Like video stopped me from doing podcasts. Screw it. We'll take it out. It's not going to stop me. Because then that like creative block or what I see like sometimes that creative block gets mistaken with is like laziness.
Right. Do you think that...
It turns into you just don't do things. And like, honestly,
Do you think that like your real estate era was just one big creative block? I'm just kind of...
just shut me down. You know what?
Like, because I know you're coming back stronger than ever with art and with producing content, and I just kind of feel like...
You know what? Maybe it was a 1-year creative block. I didn't necessarily think of that. It was more like creative frustration. I don't know what the difference is, but I feel like I was really frustrated with art in general because it wasn't making the money that I wanted to make, and the only thing that was making money was, business or just working for someone else and so I couldn't find an answer, and I think I really did get frustrated at it. I put in my head that artists can't make money, and I drilled that into my brain so much until I was able to find a lot of creative people that are making money off of it. Like my friend Daniel just went to Orange County. He's got a great apartment. He's got a great job in the creative field, and he's doing it. Like AG is making money doing, events and shows. He's doing it. Sterling, he's out with Riveting Entertainment, and he's producing videos for all of these, or he's directing and producing videos for all these amazing artists. So like all my friends are the proof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm not sure. I don't want to call it giving up, but I wanted to try and see if business was like the only route. And I went with it, and I found that there was a deep and dark hole in my heart that wasn't fulfilled because I wasn't creating art. And so now, like I've said in my previous videos, that it's just that balance of creating, but also sustaining and being able to make a living. You know what I mean? Like if I can sit all day and have my bills paid for and have enough food and create stuff, sign me up.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to do right now, especially that I don't have a family. I don't have a child. We still got time. I don't have a child, or I don't have like anybody else to really take care of. So I should be able to just produce and create stuff while I'm young.
Yeah, definitely.
Even when I'm old, I feel like you never want to get into that point where you feel like you're missing something.
Right.
It's that effect when when you're in the airplane, like you take care of yourself first, so that you can take care of others.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah.
It's just like life and family and art and business and all that stuff. You got to take care of what makes you feel happy first, and then your parents, and then the people, and then your worker, and everyone else is second.
Yeah. Kind of a side note, I wonder how many things had to happen in order to make all these precautions. Like, don't let the baby hold the bag. Or like, don't walk on this thing.
Death.
Like someone had to do all those things to be able to make a label in the end of it all that says
of trial and errors and deaths.
Flammable. People probably didn't even know it's flammable. And then now everyone knows that aerosol is flammable.
Yeah.
I mean,
or they knew it and then
they paid the price.
Legal issues. That's interesting.
It's kind of sad.
I wonder how many more things like in this world,
right? Or like
don't have labels.
The cap on a water bottle is not edible, not for children.
Or the little beads
sad.
Inside of the bags.
Or
those ones are a little confusing. I feel like as a kid, if you see the little packet and you see little those little, those packing beads.
Yeah,
that's confusing for a child. I don't even know why they make it that convenient to eat.
Dude, I ate a marble once.
Joseph used to eat marbles off of our grandparents' countertop.
Those were the
marbles,
days.
And he used to break crayons, which used to drive me crazy. I remember I had all my crayons set up beautifully, and Joseph would walk over and just, and I would just speechless, like child on his knees, looking up into the skies, just asking what did you give me?
It's raining.
Why?
There's a big cloud above
Why'd you break my crayons?
Yeah.
And then you used to do some crazy things. It makes sense that you became a boxer.
But a lot of people don't understand that. I always tell people, they say how many scars did you get from fighting? And I almost say 0, because I was fighting the world. I wasn't even fighting myself.
Bro, you're fighting, yeah.
I fell from some pretty high roofs.
Got hit with branches.
I've been ran over by a motorcycle.
I did run him over with a motorcycle.
Off of trees before. I've
you got stitches on your
forehead.
On your forehead.
I hit a glass table when I was 2.
Yeah, he was trying to fly. He was like, "I can do it."
The worst.
The Rocky song was playing.
When you get hit in the ankles with the scooter, it's over. That and stepping on a Lego are the two ones that really were traumatic.
Ankles. I'm thinking shins.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
When you're skating and you just hit it.
It's just those cheap razor corners that just slightly grip tape goes up,
The one from the yard sale,
and you're in the freaking sky just flying.
it's rusty.
And you don't even want to get up. You just want to lay there.
Well, just says, yeah. Levántate.
Get up. Man, those are the days.
I feel like I had so many accidents happen that probably to another person's perspective, it was probably, like a bad environment. Like I was riding some really big bikes and I was little, like
This kid was troubled.
like some big beach bikes and stuff because my grandpa used to have them, and we'd go around the block and stuff like that.
I feel like we were safe experimental though.
yeah.
Like we thought about, like, if we go, like, we would hang
You know
out with
what we
other
do?
kids in the jumper, and we would think like, you guys are crazy.
We would say, Danny, get on it. And we would let him go through it, my cousin Danny, and he would learn. And then we'd be like, don't do that
Yeah,
one.
we're not gonna do that trick.
Be like, Danny, hold this firework.
Eat this chili.
Yeah, eat this. And then he'd be like, what? Okay. And then do it. And then we'd have to be like, okay, that one's a bad one. We
Yeah,
checked
we're
off
not-
the list.
we're
Like,
not
we were
gonna
little
do
like
it.
scientists.
God.
Like, okay.
Well, our 30 minutes are up. I think this one was fun.
It was. It
You
might
know,
have been a little.
Is that your toe? That's your toe? I was like, what is this cord doing here? This is his toe. All right, well, that was a weird way to end it, but yeah, if you guys are in creative block, I would just say get out, get inspired, and don't rush creativity. Or don't it'll come when it comes, really. Yeah. But if it's been like 6 years, you should probably draw something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Go check me out. Go check out Shut Up and Fail, the podcast by Woodie Landeros. We're out of here.